But you listen to Wizkid.
No.
You
I
don't
don't
listen-
listen to a lot of secular music, right? Except for Kanye West.
That's actually surprising though, because like if I look at you, I wouldn't guess that you listen to Kanye West.
What do you mean?
Like I just wouldn't guess that high listens to Kanye West.
Well, but what do you think I listen to?
I would say, I mean Kendrick, like
Kendrick.
for sure.
Yeah.
J. Cole,
Oh, like lyricists.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like Kanye West, because like not a lot of people like actually like listen to Kanye West, especially right now.
Well, when I say, well, not right now, I don't listen to him, but
Wait,
when I say, no, I mean, I listen to him as in the Jesus King, Donda,
yeah.
But when I say that, I was referring to like secular music, just in general.
Really?
Nah, yeah, yeah.
Why?
I don't know. You remember in college I stopped. I mean, in college I wasn't really the cursing person. I wasn't
So, like,
cursing.
is it the making music part or like just music in general?
Just music in general, like cursing music, secular music.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just okay. Remember when we were in back in school,
Mm-hmm.
and I would listen to music. Was it usual? What kind of music was it?
I would say, I mean, it wasn't any of those like trending radio music.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It was mostly like non-trendy,
Yeah.
and then also conscious based. So yeah, that's literally
So I mean, you listen to is it Lecrae for sure?
Lecrae. Yeah,
Mm.
Lecrae, Jackie Hill Perry. She's one of my best.
So you
Rap
listen to Donda and Jesus is King just cause there was no like cuss words.
Because it was more oriented to Christians. The first time, you remember the first time I was who was this? The Germany guy that I used to, my roommate.
Mm-hmm.
I think he told me that Kanye West took out Jesus is King, and that was my first time listening to Kanye West. I didn't even know Kanye West existed before then. That's literally how I started listening to music, like
Wow.
Kanye West music. Yeah,
Well, I mean, you knew like you said you didn't know who Kanye West was.
I didn't know. I didn't know who Kanye West was. I didn't know who the Kardashian were till Jesus King drop.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing for Ben. Yeah.
Well, shit, thank God. Ben said no.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he took when he took that out. That's when I was like, okay, yeah. But let me get the intro real quick. So, what's up, guys? I know we just started going into the Conversations Elevate podcast. I want to introduce my co-host here, Obi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
But yeah,
Obi-
me and Justin, we go way back.
College time. Look at you looking all fly and stuff.
Shit, always. Always. But I want to go back to the Kanye West stuff because like when you listen to Jesus is King, did you like go back, because obviously you like the album,
Mm-hmm.
did you like go back to like his old albums to like check it out?
Yeah, I did. Obviously, I had to.
Because
So-
I'm not going to lie, like College Dropout and Graduation, 2 fire albums.
Okay, college. Okay, I won't know which one is which. Like I know College Dropout is fire. My Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Yeah.
I like Yeah.
Yeah, it was very personal, I would say. Like it's a very personal. This is like Mr. Moran, the Big Steppers. Like these are personal albums that the artists would come into and like talk about their experiences, their life and all that. I like albums like that when people do that. So yeah, I love Yeah.
When he came out with the bipolar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah, I went back to. So Jesus King was the first album I was introduced to because at that time I was like high in my spirituality with God in relationship, no secular music, nothing like that, right? And then after like couple like year, and I was like, you know what? Let me find out who this Kanye West is before he got Jesus is King. And that's when I heard Watch the Throne, Yeah, Yeezy Era, My Dark Twisted Fantasy, and then just College Dropout.
It's a words.
Yeah, 808. 808 is one of the best production album I've I've listened to, because I think it was in college that my friend put that song. In the night, I hear him
Yeah,
talk, the
yeah.
coldest story
Like that
ever
that
told.
that album actually
Yeah,
changed music because like a lot of rappers after that time want to like come out and start singing too.
yeah.
So yeah,
But T Pain was originally in that land, but Kanye West somehow like merged the two
yeah,
category between rap and singing,
yeah,
together. And that's like the birth of Drake, I would say, who would
yeah.
come
I
from
mean,
there.
he said it himself too,
Yeah. But yeah, that's my yeah uh journey. Who say
and it's you would you say like it's ended?
at this moment, bro, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what's going on. My thought was like Jesus is King,
Yeah,
Donda is gonna be Christ Center,
yeah.
and then we gonna have like Donda 2 is gonna be Holy Spirit type of vibe, and then he's just gonna keep going, and then I don't know what happened with yeah, and it just reverted back to
I
like
mean, in a recent interview, because he mentioned that I mean, he's a Christian. Like he said it multiple times, he's a Christian. Like what actually shocked me recently was when he said that I'm trying to like remember his actual words he used, but it's something about like going through a lot, like going through like so much, and you start to like question God. He mentioned that in a recent interview. It's like he started to question God because
like
of like what he was going through, and he was praying, and like
what do you think that is like coming to that conclusion? What does it take
to
into a
be honest,
person to
like
come to that?
that spoke to me because I was feeling that way.
In that moment, or you still feeling that way?
I would say in that moment, cause like I feel like right now, look, like things have gotten better right now. But like it's just like when you're going through like a lot, like you're at your lowest points and you're praying to God and everything, and like it's not nothing's changing. Like I questioned God. I'm like like what's going on? Cause like bro, like you're at your lowest. Like damn.
And then, because I remember we talked about it. Now that I remember, and you were saying something about like you pray to God to take away this situation or to fix this
Yeah,
situation, and He doesn't do anything at
yeah,
all.
yeah.
Like, and then what do you do with that? I mean, do you still like? I would say, would you stay like you still keep your faith in that situation when that happened, or like what was it like?
I still believe there was God, but I would say my relationship with God was kind of like iffy, cause like I'm going through this right now. I'm praying to you, like nothing's changing. Like, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, it's like what's the? It's like I've exhausted myself.
Yeah. Like I'm never
Show
gonna,
up now.
it's so funny because like at one point, yeah, I told my other friends like at one point I considered like converting to like Muslim,
Muslim.
like Islam.
Okay. Let me ask you something. Why Muslim though? Like out of all the
Because
religions,
I have so many
Muslim friend.
yeah, Muslim friends like
But there wasn't like any like logical reason to just move to Muslim because of
just because I felt like I'm praying to like God, like I'm bringing Jesus into my life. If nothing's happening, like what's the point? I haven't told my mom because my mom's like a strong Christian, like she's big on Christianity and all that. I told my mom, I was just like, yeah, I just go and pray, just keep praying.
just keep praying to something break.
Yeah,
It's fascinating. Because for me, I feel like in situations like that, you do kind of ask yourself, and also it comes with like grounding yourself into it, right? So if you had a previous experience where you went through something that hard, and then you felt the hand of God in your life in that moment, so when you meet another situation where it's the same thing, I just remember the moment where God took me from that situation, from a different situation. So like for me, the big on coming here to United States is like big. It's like man, come
Yeah.
on. It's like there's nothing beats that, you know,
Yeah.
because I know how difficult it was to come here, you know, and
Yeah.
then we made it here, and I'm like, yeah, that was God, you know.
Yeah.
So, but it's fascinating. So I want to delve into like another thing about like in terms of what's going on with you. What's up with the outfit?
Yeah, I was just feeling like I wanted like a denim. I was gonna go with like a different denim jacket, like slimmer, like not buff like this, so I can wear like an extra like layer on that denim jacket. So I'm like, you know what? Let me not do too much. So I just went with like one one layer.
And it matched with the chair too.
Yeah. But yeah, like this is like the first time I'm wearing this jacket out.
Oh, for real.
Yeah, like I've had this for like a year now. I've never worn it out.
And another thing is like you big on fashion, so
Yeah.
it's like that's big. And like there's a stack of Virgil Abloh's book in your apartment.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
tell me a little bit about that.
like that's one of my biggest like inspiration fashion wise because I feel like I've seen every Virgil Abloh interview on YouTube. Yeah, like like when I'm home, I'm just like watching interviews, like not just Virgil Abloh, like other designers as well, like their come ups, even Kanye West, his come ups and everything. But like what's so interesting, like in the book, yeah, like Virgil himself described Kanye as our This is Virgil's words, our generation's most
important or influential
important person
to what specifically?
in
Just
terms of like art and
art
creativity.
and
Yeah,
creativity.
yeah. And that makes so much sense because like Virgil himself was working for Kanye. Like he was like the creative director of Donda, which was like Kanye's brand at that time. So that's when like Virgil had like this opportunity to like meet like other designers and top people in the fashion industry. So I see why he would give that such credit to Kanye.
Yeah, I mean Virgil is massive when it comes to
Here's like
art. And what was what was he working for? Was it Balenciaga or Louis
Louis
Vuitton?
Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah, like
Okay,
he was the creative director for
creative there.
Vans.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What was that car that he took out? The Louis Vuitton. Was it Louis Vuitton car or there was the one that Rolls Royce, not Rolls Royce,
the
Rick
Maybach.
Ross. Yeah, the Maybach. Was it
Yeah,
the Maybach?
yeah,
Okay, that was a nice
yeah.
car.
I think they only made a few, and yeah, that was nice.
That was a premium. So Virgil kind of like influenced you a lot
Yeah,
because right now you're
I
doing
I like what like he tried to do with his brand, as like not just his brand but like his fashion like approach is like trying to like mix streetwear with like workwear. I would say like streetwear with like classy wear. Like he tries to like mix it together because you just don't want to be like oh streetwear or like oh classy wear. Like you have to like be able to like mix them and approach your fashion that way. So, and I'm not the type of person I like to be put in a box. I'm like, oh, you're only streetwear. Like, no, I don't like when people say I'm only
it's true, yeah.
streetwear.
But I've never seen you with the suit though.
Hey, there's a picture of me on my Instagram.
I've never seen you with the suit.
There's
So
a
come on.
picture of me on my Instagram with a suit on.
Wait, remember when we went to the what was it, homecoming?
It was like
You were
a,
not wearing a suit
it
though.
was like a gala.
It was a gala, yeah.
Yeah,
And then
mobile.
mobile, yeah, you weren't wearing a suit.
I wasn't.
No, you were just it was classic. It was like me classic between classic and
It was okay. I remember exactly what I was wearing. I was wearing like a um what's this called? Like a turtleneck
turtleneck, yeah.
and some like dress pants
Black dress pants
and I
with
think Air Forces also.
yeah, you had Air Force on? Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you had Air Force on.
Yeah, I
So
mean
that's not
it was
like
like a mix, you know.
yeah. So I've never seen you with the suit. No, no, I've never seen you. I mean, in person, I've not seen you
Yeah,
with
in
the suit.
person, but there's a picture of me with like an oversized suit on, like actual oversized.
I mean, you wear a lot of oversized pants, so kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is that brought itself into you creating your current brand right now, Blackwood, right?
Blacktop.
Blacktop. I got it wrong. Blacktop.
That's actually done for.
But what's up with the .com?
.com. See, that was just the name I had. That's not gonna be the actual name of the brand.
Okay, so that
Yeah,
was that like the archive name or
yeah. Cause like
okay.
at that point, I just felt like I needed to like have a name until it's confirmed. Like it could be .com, it could be something else. But right now, at that time, it was .com. But I just feel like everything is like online. Like so like everything is like you can search the internet for, go to a website for. So you know what? .com.
Dot com.
How does most website end? .com.
.com, yep. So might as well just put yours .com.
Yeah.
Is that how it's
Cause
gonna be?
I wanted to do like online. Like I'm not a fan of like in person or physical store. I don't see myself having like a physical store in the future.
Really? But you know what's crazy? Would you prefer buying clothes on Amazon or buying them at the mall?
Online for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
What about trying them? Like, I feel like for someone like you would want something in person,
No.
since you like.
You
I
know
think
why?
you be picky, aren't you?
I'm picky,
With
but at
your
the same
clothes.
time, like you said it yourself, like I will love oversized stuff.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
if it comes big, it comes big. I'll make it work.
And it become tight.
Yeah, but the thing is, I know my sizes for like everything, so like I'm always shopping online.
Okay.
Like yeah, I remember like I mean the only time I'll shop in person is when I'm going thrifting, but I'm not going to like a boutique or the mall or anything like that. Like no,
That's interesting.
yeah,
How was Mexico?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico?
Yeah, it was nice.
I thought
Yeah,
you went to Mexico as
it was
well.
Puerto Rico.
Oh,
No,
okay.
yeah, it was nice. Like they spoke Spanish as their first language, but most of them speak English. If you tell them like, "Oh, I speak English," they speak English too. Like everything was like, well, not everything, cause the restaurants we went to were so expensive, which kind of makes sense, cause like it's so nice. Like the restaurants are nice,
Yeah.
so I guess it's worth the price. But like everything else, like transportation was so cheap
But the food was expensive.
if it was expensive.
You know what's interesting?
But
I would think that was the currency like higher when you convert the US dollar to the
they use US dollar.
yeah,
Yeah.
they use US dollar.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting. I've never been to Puerto Rico,
Yeah,
so I wouldn't know.
yeah, cause like when we took Uber, like it's so like I'll be like, how are these Uber drivers making money? Like it's so cheap. It's the restaurants that are actually making money there.
Huh. I might have to go there
Yeah,
one
it
day.
was nice. It was nice. It's a happy place. I would say everyone was just so happy.
Would you stay there for long or?
No.
See, that's the thing with vacation. It's like you wanna go there, spend
Yeah,
the day, and then
it's like
bounce.
go back. Yeah,
Yeah,
I wouldn't live there for like a long time. Like nah.
yeah, that's interesting. But everything about you is like integrated with fashion. Would you say? Because I feel like what was the other day when we take videos and stuff, I'm like, bro, everything about this guy. Even at your crib, when we go to your house,
Yeah,
got picture, painting, books,
yeah.
all everything is like something like the chair, the way the chair is sitting, like the way everything is like. I'm like,
Yeah.
man,
See, I tried to like, cause like it's not just fashion, but like it started with fashion, but with fashion, the way it started, like I tried to like integrate that into every other aspect of my life, and I'm trying to like touch into other creative aspects, like right now I'm doing photography, like film pictures, taking film pictures. I have so many film ideas that I have to like bring to life. Um, I'm trying to like collect paintings. Like I'm trying to like reach out to like local artists and collab and stuff like that.
like
But
you drawing or you just collecting painting?
just collecting
Okay,
paintings. Like I'm just like right now, the main focus right now is just film photography.
okay,
Yeah, that's the main focus right now. I just want to take more pictures because everything is gonna end up in a photo book.
yeah.
Yeah, like I'm gonna bring out a photo book,
You're gonna
and
release it.
yeah, it's not just like pictures of like people. It's gonna be like when I start working on my brand, so it's gonna be like the behind the scenes of like my brand and everything, and even like my sketches and my sketchbook too, like just everything.
I did saw you one of the
Yeah,
quotes that you're gonna
yeah,
bring out. That was a sick one.
yeah. The plan is to start working on like my brand next month,
Yeah,
December. So
gotta go global.
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. But I mean, going global. I want to see you succeed. That would be nice.
That's the goal,
Once you're
man.
at the top, you just come and holler at your boy.
For sure.
We'll meet each other at the top,
For sure.
definitely.
For sure.
But what's interesting about fashion is the creative aspect of it, right?
Yeah.
And when we were in college, I didn't see that much in you, especially when we were playing soccer, right? So what brought all this? Clothing, black top and all that.
I feel like the fashion aspect, cause like, which is cool, yeah. Back in Mobile, like it was there, but I wasn't trying to like fully bring it out, cause I felt like this might sound bad, but I felt like I was surrounded with like too many white people that might not like understand.
Interesting.
So I tried to
It
like,
was we were the only we were three black
it
people
was
in
me,
the
you, and
team.
Mo.
Yeah, it was like three black people in the team. So
So
okay,
I tried to like tame myself a little bit and just like dress, let me say, normal.
hmm.
But as soon as I left,
That's when the tiger pop
yeah.
out. You know what's interesting? That's interesting because I didn't see that. I was like, what happened? Like something happened. Because who's this? I don't want to say his name. From Kenya, and I remember his name, but
Edwin.
yes, I don't want to say it because who knows, he might see Edwin. If you say this, just know we're not gonna cut it out.
Yeah.
But he was dressing nice, like he was popping, and
Yeah.
yeah, not extreme like you, but he was popping for sure.
I felt like, I mean, Edwin was for sure. I mean, it's understandable. I feel like, people from like Africa, like their fashion is like, top notch. So I mean, and Edwin had that confidence in himself too. So that was good for him. But it's been a minute actually. Like we haven't spoken in a very long time.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people in college we haven't spoken to,
Yeah,
so it's interesting how we integrate with ourselves. But okay, let me go back to the Kanye thing. Do you still listen to Kanye?
100%.
Yeah, for real?
It's gonna be
Okay.
it's gonna be my favorite artist forever.
Even now with his new, with whatever that is going on with
Yeah,
him,
like he's the greatest of all time.
yeah, I like you. I like your loyalty. Yeah,
No, I'm serious. 'Cause, like even right now, yeah, like it's not like the songs are bad. The songs are good. Like from the Vultures, like even the song itself, Vultures, it's good. Um, I would say from like my favorite songs that he's dropped recently right now, I'd say Born, because he was talking about I born 8 billions to take off my chains, which is actually kind of true. Like he lost a lot to like leave um some,
Adida.
yeah, some messed up contracts. So yeah, like his music right now, I feel like you should listen to it still. I
Wasn't
mean,
that self-distracting though?
oh
Destructive.
yeah, for sure. I'm always gonna say Kanye. Kanye is a self sabotaging person. Like he's a self sabotaging
But
person.
you resonate with his persona.
I do because
A lot of people do
I
resonate.
do because he has mad confidence in himself. Like he was talking like this was like years ago. I saw this in his documentary. I don't know if you've seen that on Netflix.
The
Genius.
Genius.
Yeah, have you seen
Yeah,
it?
Genius. I've seen that.
Yeah, like he was talking about how people should be overconfident in themselves, and most people feel like being overconfident is not like good.
It gets into
Yeah,
cockiness.
well, like people, he was like, you should be overconfident in yourself, cause like, why not?
But the thing with confidence is like you gotta know yourself in order for you to be confident. Like the express so confidence is an expression of your self awareness.
Yeah,
So he knows what he want. He knows his dream. He knows his passion. He knows his limit, and then because he knows that there's no limit, I feel like because if you listen to him, especially in Genius, uh, he was talking about like he want to become the greatest musician, fashion, whatever,
and look at where he is right
and
now.
he manifested that
Yeah,
into existence, which is fascinating.
that documentary was so fucking like, I don't know if I'm sorry, I don't want to cuss yet, but like that documentary was so like nice. Like the first, like my first watch, I was like, wow, like wow.
It was interesting when I watched it. I was like,
Like it made me even like become like, I was already a Kanye fan. Like I was like going hard.
just want to grill in
Yeah.
there. It made me want to work hard for my
Exact,
dream.
exactly,
That's for sure.
exactly. Cause like he didn't have everything at the beginning. So and there's obviously a lot of people like looked down on him. They didn't give him like the opportunity and all that. So it's actually very inspirational.
Yeah, it's an inspirational. I mean, for me, what bring me to Kanye was the God thing. Him converting to Christianity.
You remember when he was doing like Sunday services?
Man, I used to watch those Sunday services.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh, especially with the choir and
yeah, yeah.
man, like just it was so real. I wanted to go there and like
Experience
experience it.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, right now, cause like he doesn't stay in the U.S. anymore.
yeah. He's like he's in Tokyo.
Yeah, that's where
Okay.
he's based now. So right now he's just trying to stay away from all of the BS. Like, yeah, let me stay far away from it. But I mean, it seems like he's found God again.
Like in what time? In what way?
Um, just the way he's been moving recently.
Okay, so we come from Kanye, the confident, to Kanye, I am God, to Kanye, I found God, Jesus is King, and then to Kanye, where don't believe in God, God bring fear, fear God, don't fear God, and to like where he is right now, it's like I don't. Where is he right now? Like,
I'd say right now he's just chilling.
it's just
Yeah,
it's interesting, like with his journey with God and stuff.
yeah, yeah. Like, I mean, I noticed that like earlier this year. That's when I noticed like he's been deviating from God. So like when he mentioned that in the interview, talking about you know how his relationship with God is iffy, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That's why he's been doing this. I'm like, that makes sense. But I mean, when you look at his story, like he went through a lot. Like he went through a lot. Like he was canceled by a lot of people, a lot of industry. Like he was canceled by the whole industry. So I, like at one point I'm like, I don't blame him. Like so like you just have to understand from his POV. So
You know what's crazy? What's interesting about that? Like people going a lot, and Kanye is a special specimen because he's very influential and very famous. So he's very famous. So his life is not public. Wherever you go, people recognize him. So that's another thing. And then another thing is like he achieved almost everything that he put his mind to,
mhm.
right? And it kind of like left this void of like maybe I can do everything by myself. I don't need God. And maybe that's what led to that. I mean, I don't know. Have you ever been in that situation where you feel that way? Like, because I feel like that's something that most people can resonate with.
Yeah, I've never gotten to the point where I feel like I can do everything by myself, but I've gotten to the point where I feel like I'm just gonna do my best, the best I can.
The best you can yourself
Yeah,
without God, or you're the best that. Because like,
I'd say without God, yeah, cause like when I was going through a lot, like I was seeing a therapist, like we're talking, having a conversation and all that, but at the same time I wasn't like at one point I stopped looking to like you know God in my recovery journey. Like at one point I'm like nah, I felt like I'm alone in this. Like it's up to me.
yeah,
Like if I'm going, cause like bro, we're talking about. I told you like we're talking about near death experience.
yeah, no, you told me about that. Yeah.
So like at one point I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna have to do this alone. So
So, question: do you feel like God pull you out of that situation, or you pull yourself out of that situation?
that's a good question. um, I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel like God pulled me out.
You don't feel like God pulled you out of that
Yeah,
situation.
like he might have, but I don't feel that way.
You don't feel that way.
Yeah,
You don't see it that way.
yeah,
Because if you
because I felt like I gave up on
on
God. I
on
stopped
God,
praying and all that.
yeah. Okay, now another question. Do you feel like you put yourself in that situation, or is just something that happened that you couldn't
Oh,
control
100%. I put myself in that
in that
situation.
situation?
Yeah,
So
100%.
you let's let's get this straight. You put yourself in a situation,
Yeah,
and then you're like, God, take me out from this situation that you put me in, that I put myself in.
yeah, yeah. I mean, 100%. Like I've never denied that part. That oh yeah, it's me. It's my fault. Like no, that's why I'm here. Like I've never denied that fact. But at the same time, say pray to God and He answers at your point of needs. And if I needed God to answer me, it was that point. So I just made my relationship with God iffy.
If yeah,
Yeah.
but you here though,
Oh yeah.
so I gotta be God, eh?
I am.
Cause my thought is like, okay, let's say, so you put yourself in that situation, and I'm not trying to like psychoanalysis your situation, but you put yourself in that situation, and then you reach out to God and pray to God that God take me away from this, and then you kind of like, let's forget about it, or let me not, God is not gonna be in my situation, and then out of nowhere you becomes well, or you get out of that situation. So it's like, was that God
Yeah, like
at his perfect time,
yeah,
or was it just you? You know what I'm saying? Like, cause God work in a way with His own time. He doesn't
yeah,
work with our time.
yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, it makes you question like, was that God or was that just like you doing work, seeing a therapist? you know, I mean, it could
that
be
is
all.
also a
It could
necessity.
be all of it.
Yeah, it could be all of it.
Yeah. So
My mom used to say that God is inside the doctor.
yeah, and coming from like an African home, like I don't know about you, but like my mom does not like believe in like therapy. Like, cause I told her I needed to see a therapist, and she's like, just pray to God, and that pissed me off. That's like that's really when I stopped like talking to like my family about my situations, cause like I felt like you know sometimes you want to hear more than um pray to God.
Question: if they say pray to God, would you actually pray to God with all your heart?
With all my heart, I've been praying to God. So like when someone says pray to God, like that just pisses me
It's
off.
like, oh, I already did that. I'm already
Yeah.
doing that. Okay, and then kind of distance yourself from the family because you kind of want to hear more than just pray to God.
Yeah, so like I was like really in that alone.
It's like, let me just, and I couldn't tell.
No one could tell.
Yeah,
Like no one could tell. Only people that would see me like on a very regular like basis.
regular. Yeah, you were in St. Louis at that time, right?
It started in St. Louis,
And then
and
you came here.
it was still there. And like
So
I thought moving to like a new city would like make things better and everything, but nope. Like it's just so funny because like it's not like good things weren't happening. Like good things were happening in my life. I graduated college, got a good job, moved to a new city in a nice apartment. But I just couldn't find like happiness in any of that. I couldn't find joy in any of that.
like there was a void
Yeah.
of misplaced. You know, for a lot of people that I talk to or discuss with, when it comes to that moment of like void and feeling like there is nothing, usually they will be like, yeah, that's where I found God. You know what I'm saying? Like most people, when you hear most people's
Yeah, yeah,
story,
yeah,
they'll
yeah,
be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, I was in that stage where everything was going
And
good,
then God
but
came through.
I wasn't feeling it, and then I was void. There was like nothing in my heart, and then I don't know where God came through. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. There's stories like that. Yeah.
Especially Mobile, they used to.
But yeah, see, my situation wasn't like that. I wish it was, but it wasn't like that.
So where you are right now with God?
Right now, I'm still trying to get closer to God again.
Okay,
Yeah,
your own effort.
yeah. It's not like I'm still deviating from God. Like now, I'm trying to get closer to God. You know, my mom got me a Bible to.
As- oh no, did you open it? There might be $500 in there.
Yeah. 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 So I need to start reading the Word of God more and just like praying more. So
Yeah, and not to psychoanalyze your situation, but a lot of time when we in a situation in issues like problems, most of the time, like I'll say 90% is because of us, right? And and normally we'll run back to God and ask Him for like, hey God, help me out here and stuff like that. But we don't know how God is gonna respond, you know. But I always heard this verse. Like I don't know who's this. Andrew was reading it. And he was like, "Wait on the Lord,"
yeah,
and like Isaiah is talking about like they that wait upon the God, they shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wing like an eagle. They shall walk and not run and not be faint and stuff. You know that verse? I don't know if you
yeah,
don't know about that
yeah,
verse. And I'm like, how long do you need to wait in that situation for you
yeah,
to
exactly,
get that? So it's like,
exactly. Because like I I was like, how long am I gonna keep experiencing this?
uh-huh.
Like I felt like if it's been longer, it would have like it would have been different.
It would
Like
have been different.
I don't know if I would be here, honestly.
So okay, another question. That same story, would you attribute okay, you already said that you won't contribute you coming out of that situation to God, right? Because you felt like you yourself put yourself out of that situation. So like God was not in that. Would you say that?
I would say he might have been in it, but I just didn't feel it.
Okay, so if that's the case, why wanting to yawn? Why wanting to go back to Him again?
Cause
Like I mean, you trying right now, like
yeah,
reading the Bible, praying. So is it because it's the truth that you know, or is it because what's driving you to go back to Him?
cause I felt like I don't want to come to God only when I have problems. You know, like
Oh, that's a good one.
like I don't want to come to like I want to have a relationship with God even when I'm in a good place, things are good, not just when I have problems and then
Yeah.
I'm running to God and I'm expecting God to answer my problem and fix my problem.
So, because even if He answered, you wouldn't know what voice.
Yeah.
You wouldn't understand it because you never listened to Him
Yeah, so like I just don't want him to
in a
come
good
in,
time.
yeah, and fix my problem and then I go back.
So before it happened, were you in a state where you were constantly in relationship with God before that, or were you like not?
I would say I'm a Christian, but I would say I had the best relationship with God.
You had or you hadn't? You didn't.
Oh yeah, I didn't have the best
Okay.
relationship with God. Yeah,
So you didn't have the best relationship with God,
yeah,
and
and that
and
happened,
that happened
and I was expecting God to
to
come in and
take yeah.
save me.
Hey, save me from my sin. Uh, beg for forgiveness.
Yeah, beg forgiveness.
He destroyed that song. You know what's interesting is that I was like, you know, praying to God and telling and like reaching out and asking him like, God, help me out in this situation. And then God was like, if God speak, and I was like, okay, this is what I was thinking. I don't want to say what God would say. I was thinking like, if God were to speak to me in this situation,
Hmm.
how would I recognize His voice if I never spoke to Him when I was in a good moment, right? So I pray to God, God, take me from this situation, and God take me from the situation. Now I recognize his voice. I recognize his pattern. I read his scripture. I pray. In the good time, I do that and I recognize his pattern. So in the bad time, I know exactly
Yeah.
what it would be like. If he said to wait, then I would be like, okay, God is saying to wait right now. So I feel like most of the time when we come to that situation, we never did a preparations. You know what I'm saying? Like we never prepare for it to go back to him and ask him. And even if we did, how would we recognize that he speak to us?
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if that's an analysis that resonates with you.
No, that makes sense. It was like you want to know, because like I mean, it's not just only God that's going to talk to you. You know, it can be a voice that's like posing as God, and you wouldn't like know unless you like, unless you have a strong relationship with God.
And the enemy will talk to you too,
Yeah. So.
especially on a bad time. So
Yeah.
I mean, he's talking, guys talking,
Hmm.
like you know.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, I'm just happy that I'm here.
I'm glad you're here.
Alive and all.
I'm
So.
glad you're here, cause like when you told me about the whole thing ordeal, and I was like, I wish I had reached out in that moment, or
Wait,
like,
did you see what I posted on my? I don't know if you saw what I posted on my story one time. I don't think you did.
no, I don't think I got that.
Like it was so like sometimes I regret it because like it was so out of character for me. Like
That's usually what happens when you're in a situation like
yeah,
that.
like I wrote a notes on like notes app
Hmm.
and like trying to like describe everything I was going through. I was like mostly like guilt and like regrets. I was like miss regrets and all that. So, I mean, I was like, I live alone, but I feel the presence of like missed regrets. I wish it could like stay away from me and stuff like that. So I posted that on my story, and I just like, I think I posted it. I don't know if I deleted Instagram after I posted it, but like I came back a lot of DMs, but like people that had my number, they were reaching out to my number like, "Hey, yo, are you good? Are you good? Are you good? I'm so sorry I didn't reach out sooner and stuff like that."
I didn't, I didn't, I didn't see that. But people reach out to that moment because the thing is, you know, when what happened to my friend in college, and then I'm like, he just took his life away, and to me, I was thinking like, what about us who stayed? What about his mother,
Yeah,
right? What about his father? What about his family? Like, what are they thinking
yeah,
about this? Because they'll feel like it's not just they lost a person, it's that they lost a person with something that they could have done something
yeah. I
about.
was gonna feel like they should have done
Yeah,
more. Like even if they were like already doing like
yeah.
stuff,
Even
they'll
if they
feel
would,
like I
that,
should have done more. I should
yeah,
have done more. Like that feeling is always going to be
it's
there.
always gonna be there. And
Yeah,
to me, it's like, I mean, I'm grateful for every person who have come out of that situation. Like when I hear about people, friends, I know I have friends who have experienced the same thing and come out of it. In my mind, I'm like, yo, thank God.
yeah,
Thank God you're here because, we need you in this
yeah,
world. Like
yeah.
we need Obi, you know? But yeah, so that's my thoughts on that. So um I would like I would like part two of this.
Should we change the topic to like love or soulmates and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, you do. You do want to do
Because
that.
I'm still standing on every man has a soulmate, one soulmate.
Okay, so what was that? What was that thing? What was that? What was that question that you asked me? Was it you asked me or
I
asked you?
yeah, I can't remember the question, but like it wasn't that range.
In that, okay, so you I think you say, do you think every person has a soulmate, right?
Or more than one
More
soulmate.
than oh yeah, more than one soulmate.
And I'm like, everyone has just one soulmate.
Oh, okay, okay. I was about to, I thought you were about to say like you can have a multiple soulmate. Okay,
Everyone has one soulmate, just one.
so you can only love one person at one particular in your lifetime. Is that what you're saying?
So like, you can love a person, like you can love people differently. Like, let's say you get with your soulmate, the way you love that person, and you and your soulmate doesn't like, forever after and all that, and you meet another person, you're not gonna love that person the same way you love your soulmate. Like, you love them, but it's not gonna be the same way.
Question. I have a question for you.
Hmm.
Let's say you love your soulmate. You find your soulmate. And I don't really understand these things about soulmates because I'm not really into that because I don't know like if it's practical now or it's true or believable.
Hmm.
Because for me it's like I can love someone, right, with everything in me, and if we break up or something happen, I won't know what to do with myself, right? But that doesn't mean she was the one. It just means that I don't know what to do with myself afterward. It's like, will I go just ballistic, or will I just be, like just
Yeah.
isolate myself, or will I go into like, being with everybody else? You don't know, like, you know what I'm saying, right?
Hmm.
So, so if you have a soulmate, let's say you have, that question I was trying to ask you. You have a soulmate. You met them. They're your soulmate, and then something happened, or it wasn't at the right time, and and you believe that they were your soulmate, and then you find someone else like your current situation right now. Wouldn't at the back of your mind be like, this is not my soulmate, even if I'm with her? Wouldn't that hinder your relationship with her?
It wouldn't hinder like the relationship. You know why? Because like you already like, especially when you know for sure like you already met your soulmate. It didn't work out. I'm with this person now. I'm gonna love this person as much as best as I can. But they're not my soulmate though. But like that's not gonna affect anything
In comparison to what?
in comparison to how much or how you felt for that first person that you think is your soulmate.
So then that's not fair to her.
I mean, see, like it's not like you're going to let her know or anything like that. Like,
That's
no,
true,
no,
but like
no.
it's not fair to her that you are in that state of mind. Wouldn't you say that so?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like you're going to love this person. Like, you're going to love them,
Yeah, with
but
every
like there's a different love and feeling you would have or you felt when you were with your soulmates.
See, that's the thing. Like, then I would leave. You wouldn't be fulfilled.
You would
You wouldn't
if you've made peace with it.
if you made pit. You see, yeah, that's okay. You already established that in your mind you have a soulmate somewhere. And okay, what is a soulmate? Let's
It's
establish the definition first.
it's so like you would know because like a soulmate is someone you feel a certain type of connection with. Like you know them in and out, they know you in and out. Um, the love, the affection is like mutual. Like the effort and everything is there.
So they were made for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
They're the perfect. They're perfect
Pretty much like the perfect person.
for you.
Yeah,
That's what soulmate
like an
is.
angel.
Yeah, I don't believe in that. Yeah, I don't think I would. It's just an abstract idea for me. It's very abstract.
Yeah.
It's like wait, I can hear you when you do that. It's like you this person was made for you. And I do believe in destiny. Like I do believe in God predestined
Yeah.
people, It just when it comes to relationship, I'm like, maybe God said this person is gonna be for you, and He ordained that person to be for you. But at the end of the day, you make that decision, like you say, right? You're gonna have to make peace with it, right? But I just don't know how that would look like, how that would play out, and I don't know. I just don't know how it will play out. Like you,
See, I feel like there's so many people on this board that are currently in a relationship, married or a girlfriend, boyfriend, and they're not married to their soulmate, which is fine. Like they will probably tell you that story themselves. Like, hey, yo, there was this girl back in the day. Like, she was perfect and everything and all that, but we didn't end up together.
Yeah, a lot of people do live in that situation. I've heard a lot of people um, say stuff like that, and to me, I'm like, did you do everything possible to get her? You know, like, did you do everything possible to? Because this is another thing. I realize people who say soulmate are the one who say that after breakup, bro. Think about it, bro. Think about it. Because it's like they didn't maximize. They took the relationship for granted.
Yeah.
And then they were the perfect for them. They took the relationship for granted. And then after they like and it's usually their fault, usually, right? And after they dismantle the relationship and it's like, man, she was the perfect one, she was the best one.
See, I mean,
And you know,
even if you're in the relationship, yeah, you can still like acknowledge like that's your soulmate, that's the perfect
I don't
person.
think that's fair though. I
Like
don't I don't think
no,
that's
no,
fair.
like in the relationship with like your soulmate, like you can,
Okay.
yeah, you can acknowledge like, yeah, this is your soulmate, like she's a perfect person, she's like
And
an
you take her
angel,
for granted.
and yeah,
You
you just
proceed to
like,
take her for
and
granted.
you just like mess things up still, like
Yeah.
yeah, that happens.
So they're not your soulmate.
They her.
Because I feel like if they're the soulmate, they will be the one that you were made for. Like they will be the one that you will be with them for the rest of your life.
You don't always get to end up with your soulmate. That's what I'm saying.
So what's the point of it being a soulmate if you don't end up with them? Like soulmate. I mean, this your soul and their soul is tied. You guys are made for the rest of eternity. You know what I'm saying? For
Yeah,
the rest of time.
that's what I'm saying. Like, not everybody is married to their soulmate. That's why I feel like there's so many like miserable marriages.
Is that why there's 50% of marriages that break, ending up in divorce?
Exactly.
You see, I think most of the time we are product of our
That's why I
environment.
say you have to just make peace with it.
So yeah, you have to make, and also we are product of our environment. So if we are product of our environment, how we interpret relationship and love interconnect and comes from our own past experiences and how our parents interpret it. Because think about it, bro. We African. When was the last time you saw your father and mother show affection in front of your eyes? So how would you if you never experience or see that, how would you like do that, with your current, relationship?
Honestly, I don't know how I did mine. I just like it's just the way I felt.
Watch it from the movie.
Like it's just the way I felt. Like, you meet this person. It's crazy. Like I don't want to use my personal experience, but like, it's just like even before having a conversation with this person, like you can already tell this person is your soulmate. Like before having a conversation with them.
How would you know?
Like,
Okay,
that's what I'm
what
saying.
did you
Like you
believe in
just
soulmate
know.
before? Did you believe in soulmate before you met them? Because I feel like if you see someone like that, you'd be like, "Oh, I believe in soulmate, therefore I tie it to the word soulmate," right?
I wouldn't say I
Or
was.
do you never believed
I
in
wouldn't say I was using the word soulmate, but I was like,
she's the
this
one?
is the one for me.
Okay,
Yeah, I was like, that's the one. Like people always doing the one, the one, the one. Like
yeah.
that's the one.
It's like you look at her and it's like she's the one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like before we had a conversation, I was like, yeah, that's the one. And then you guys start spending a lot of time together. The love and affection is real as anything, and it's just like it sometimes like it doesn't even seem real. That's when, like it's, like the person like is just like an angel sent to you.
Yeah, and you don't. It's interesting. That's interesting, man. Maybe I've never met my soulmate.
Yeah.
It's a hard grasp to it's a hard um concept to grasp, especially when you
I
have been in with multiple people in the past.
Exactly. I feel like you have to experience because, like, with me, like, that's what I'm saying. Like with me, like, I've been like, I've had like encounters with like different women, and it's only one person that that's made me feel that way. Even after the breakup, had encounters with women. Nope,
It's the okay.
didn't feel that way.
So she was
And
the
it's not
same.
like these are like beautiful women, and I just didn't like.
Yeah, I've seen some of them. I can attest to that.
So I was just like, yeah,
So what's interesting is the soulmate. See, soulmate. I don't know, man. It doesn't. It doesn't. See, my interpretation of a lot of things is basically it's based on the scripture in the Bible. So I do see a story of where like let's say for example maybe Abraham was made for Sarah, and stuff like that. But like for example Moses went and took an African wife, right? Who's like, and he wasn't supposed to do that, right? I think it was an Egyptian wife, but he wasn't supposed to do that. And then God, and then he went to his sister, right? And then his sister and his brother was like, "Yo, Moses, you're not supposed to do this. You're not the only one who's a prophet who can listen to God and stuff like that." And then God came down and told Moses and told Moses' sisters and brothers like, "Yo, this is my servant. Leave him alone." Like type of stuff like that. So maybe that instances, I would say like maybe she was a soulmate, but I'm like, I wouldn't know how to like, I don't know. I've not experienced life enough for me to be like,
yeah, and
there's a
also you
soulmate.
gotta like think so like in the past like people were like living the traditional ways like doing like arranged marriage and stuff like that force bringing two people together like people that probably don't want to be together like yeah you guys have to be together because of like we have to merge the family
Hmm.
together so like I mean
So do you necessarily have to? Okay, let me ask you a question. What is love in this particular scenario?
for me I would say love is a special kind of feeling because like hopefully not everybody's going to see this podcast but I've only had that feeling once.
You, you're gonna get cut, bro. Um,
like it's not something you can force like
it happened naturally.
yeah.
I understand that. I understand that. And
And
m-
when you truly love this person, like when you truly love someone, like you're willing to do anything for them, like basically part of their life. So yeah, and it's even way better when it's mutual, between you and this person. So
to even, you know what's interesting? Um, like experiencing it to the max with no restraint is the best feeling.
would you say you've been in love?
Me,
Yeah,
I wouldn't know what that looked like,
yeah.
but I'll say I have caught a glimpse of it. And trust me, as good as it sound, it's also scary.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It's
Like
it's
as good as it sound, it's also scary because
it's scary because like you have to, because like sometimes you put walls up to like protect
to
you.
protect yourself from it, yeah.
Yeah, but like it's scary because you have to break down those walls and just like allow yourself to feel everything, you know. So like, and when you finally break those walls, you should know that yeah, you're ready to get your heart broken if anything happens.
Anything could happen. See, I'm strategic when it comes to stuff like
So
that.
I don't feel like you should be strategic. Like I
But
just feel
I
like you
am
should.
I'm a strategic person though.
I just feel
Like
like you should let it happen. Just let it
that
happen.
is true. Letting it happen it seems like a beautiful thing, but it's like,
Because if you're trying to strategize and all that, it just seems like you're either forcing it or faking it.
that is true. Letting it happen, which I think there's a glimpse. When I say a glimpse, I'll say a glimpse, and it has happened in a glimpse. But it's like it's beautiful, but it's also like it's overwhelming. but it's scary. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you be like, I don't know if I'm ready for all that. You know, see what I'm saying? Like I don't know if I'm ready for all that. But
How do you know you're not ready?
I mean, you just when I say I'm strategic, I mean I set up goals, and I feel like if she is really the one that God sent, she would align within that. Or maybe she might not. She might not align
Yeah,
within
cause
that
like
vision. You know, my
yeah,
vision.
yeah, you don't know, cause like it might be someone that's gonna come into your life, end up falling for each other, and that person is going to make your life even more easier.
Or even better, yeah.
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 So like
I
yeah,
mean, okay, you fall in love, right? How did that end up? How was that like?
it was the greatest experience of my life, being in love with someone
Yeah.
like fully, being in love with someone fully, 100%. The greatest experience of my life. Like it didn't end well, but the experience of being in love with someone is just.
Do you think it will ever happen again?
Would I fall in love again? Yes. Would it be the same way as before? No,
Would it be greater?
no, not even close.
Not even close.
Not even
She was a
close.
soulmate.
Not even close.
By your definition, she was a soulmate.
Yeah, because I personally feel like I'm not going to love anyone, or I'm not going to be loved or love anyone the way it was before.
So you built up a war.
I didn't beat up a wall.
Okay,
Like
but it's
there's no
if that's what you said, then that means you built up a wall.
there's no wall. Trust me. Like it's just like when you feel like you've felt love to the max, like to the fullest. How are you gonna top that? You know, like how's that gonna be topped?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like, okay, what about because it has happened once, and your level of vulnerability has exhausted itself to that, and because of that, for the second time, you built that wall. Because I've seen that
There for
within
me,
the course
like
of life,
for
like,
me, there's no wall because like I love love. Like I love to be in love.
and you love to
Yeah.
love, yeah.
So like I wouldn't like beat up a wall for like just cause like
Okay.
no. Like I like to feel love. So like there's no wall for me. It's just
Be ready for heartbreak.
no for real.
Be ready for the heartbreak.
Like what Bonaboy said, everybody must chop breakfast.
Burna Boy, the goat.
Nah, he's not a goat, but yeah,
He's not the goat. Who's the goat?
whiskey.
Okay, I don't listen to Whiskey. But I think what's interesting about love is that ultimately what sustains it is your ability to make the right decision even if you don't feel like it. So if you have experienced love at the highest form, at its highest form, and I think I've experienced this, your ability to sustain it relies in your discipline, your decision. Because ultimately, I think love is come down to a decision, and that's the decision for you to stay. If you don't feel like, let's say she pissed you off, and you don't feel like talking to her, you make that decision, a mental fortitude to talk to her. You come back, like, and I see this play out with my parent, with my dad. He comes whether he feel like it, doesn't feel like it. He take care of the family whether he feel like or he doesn't feel like it. I feel like that's the highest form of love, because at the end of the day, ultimately, he has made that decision that I'm gonna be committed to this person with everything that I have, and I'm gonna give them everything that I can possibly can to be the best version of myself to them. And I think that's what ultimately love comes down to.
Yeah,
I mean, the feelings is good, but
I used to disagree with that, but like when you explained it, I was like, yeah, I agree. Like yeah, it's a decision.
yeah. So you didn't agree with the decision
Yeah, I
part?
used to be like, love is just a
Why?
feeling. Like, it's just a
I feel like that's the first thing that came to my mind whenever like hold a glimpse of it. It's like I have to make the decision. Like I have to make a promise to myself that this is the one, and I have to stick to that promise. And to me, like, I don't know if I'm
for
gonna
me,
do that.
like I didn't have to make a decision because the feeling was just there that this is the one.
Yeah, but okay, but to maintain it my point is this, right? Because love is not
See,
just the
I mean, yeah,
initial.
no, you're right. You're right. Because like I feel like if I made the decision, maybe it would have ended differently.
Because you would have made
Yeah,
yourself to be in a position where every action that you make align with that initial feeling, which is
yeah,
the love part, right? So it's like most people like get that bubble feelings, right, of emotions, and it's so good, but they don't know how to keep it because you gotta keep it. It's like you receive something and you don't. It's like you receive $100 and you don't know how to keep it, and the next day you lost it, right?
yeah,
The first feeling is like, oh man, I got $100 in my bank account, and then you go buy a bunch of stuff. It's like,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
how are you gonna make the next? I feel like that's how it roll.
No, I agree.
Yeah, but let's end with that.
This was a good talk.
That was a good talk, and you're gonna be leaving, so we're gonna talk again next. We're gonna Skype here.
Yeah. Oh, you
Uh,
never know. It could be in person still. You
Come in
never know.
person. Hey, pull up, come, and
Yeah.
then let's enjoy some time. All right, Elevate fam, thanks so much. I know we
Thank you
dive
for
into
having
so
me.
much everything, but thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right. Bye bye.
Peace.